What's good in my first time livers? It's your boy Stone Wilby. It's my first time living. I know it's your first time living too. And today I'm here to tell y'all that your impact is felt. You have more of an impact than you think. Maybe you're a small YouTube channel with only a few subscribers and you're only able to get so many views. Maybe you average 10 views a video. Maybe you're a music engineer and the artist who you engineer for gets all the glory and you get none. Maybe you're a songwriter and the performing artist gets all the glory, you get none. Maybe you're part of the church and you're part of the production team at church, but the worship team gets all the attention when the time comes. Maybe you work in performing arts and you happen to be the person who draws the curtain, or you happen to be the person who's in charge of the lighting. Maybe nobody sees you, but your impact is felt. And a lot of us, got to understand that. Maybe you're a restaurant worker and you get disrespected on a daily basis. You're feeding people. You got to understand your impact is felt. You have more of an impact than you think. Maybe you just give out good energy and you don't feel appreciated. Maybe you've been discarded. Maybe you've had friends drop you, or you've had relationships diminish. Maybe you've been thrown to the curb by exes, ex-friends, ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends. Maybe you've been the third wheel out of the friend group, but your impact is felt. A lot of us don't understand the roles that we play in this world, in friendships and relationships. But we all play roles. We all play special roles. And what people don't realize is that if there's no one there to play that role, then society can't run smooth. Relationships can't run smooth, and friendships can't run smooth. Church services can't run smooth. Restaurants can't run smooth. The waiter or the waitress might get all the tips. Or, the waiters and the waitresses might get all the thank yous. They might get to talk to the customers. They might get all the smiles. They might get all the compliments. But the person in the back cooking, you have a bigger impact than you think. You're the one cooking the food. Without you, how would they eat? You might feel disrespected going to work at a restaurant. But without the workers, how would they eat? How would people eat? How would our society eat? How would our society be fed? Without the lighting team, how would the show go on? Your impact is felt more than you know, and you're more important than you know. We all play a part. We all play a role in this body that we call the society. We all play a role in these small bodies that we call the church, that we call the restaurants. If we're talking about our physical body, each part plays a role. We might not think about the pancreas, but the pancreas plays a role. We might not think about the thyroid. If the thyroid is thrown off, then our hormones are thrown off. When our hormones are thrown off, acne starts breaking out. Our emotions start getting thrown out of whack. Every part plays a role. If we're talking relationships, without our relationships, we wouldn't be who we are. There might be some people that I forgot about, but along the way, those are the same people who made me who I am. Without those people, and without the circumstances that they brought, I wouldn't be Stone. They might not be on my mind every day, or they might be left in the past. Same thing for me. I might be left in the past. But I can't underestimate the role that I've played in shaping people into who they are. If you're running a channel, let's say you're like me and you only have 38 subscribers. Let's say you don't get so many views. Let's say you want those thousands and thousands of views so bad. Let's say you're running a channel and you only have 38 subscribers. It's like, imagine if 38 people were just standing in front of your lawn and you were speaking to them the way that I'm speaking to you guys. You got to understand that your impact has a ripple effect. The light that you shed, the way that you treat people, it has a ripple effect. You make somebody else feel good, now they feel good, they can turn around and make somebody else feel good. You share wisdom, somebody has new wisdom to share to somebody else. Now that person has wisdom. Now that person can go out and share wisdom. You inspire somebody, that person becomes inspired and inspires somebody else. Now that next person sends that inspiration to somebody else. So you got to understand that you have an impact. Your impact is felt. Your impact is real. You are felt. You impact people in ways that you wouldn't even know. And sometimes you won't get the appreciation for it. Sometimes you won't get the recognition for it. And that's okay. You're still making an impact regardless. Those times that you pray for people and they don't even know that you're praying for them, God still hears that prayer. God is still answering that prayer, and they don't even know it. You might not ever get a thank you. That person may never know that you ever prayed for them, but you made an impact. You are impacting the world. You're impacting people in ways that you'll never know. You got to understand that you got a ripple effect, man. You pray for that person, God answers that prayer for you and sends a blessing to that person's way. That person feels blessed, they might turn on and bless somebody else. In the beginning of my faith, there was this guy named Andrew that I met while I was working. And I was talking to him. He was just speaking to me about the journaling that he did during the day. He talked to me about the walk that he took in the park, how he went to the movies by himself and just, he was on his last $20. Spent $5 on a movie, spent this much on a meal, spent this much here, and he had $5 left out of that last 20. He said, take this 5 and I want you to bless somebody with it. Little does he know, he had an impact on me that was able to ripple. I took that 5 and I added a little bit of my own on it. Because he inspired me to do so. He inspired me to give. I say, man, Andrew, like, you're on your last 5. You gave me this 5 to bless somebody else. And little does he know that was one of the first times that I ever felt God's presence. Because that day, I told him, I said, Andrew, I was praying and I was literally praying to God today, give me a positive interaction. And you did that for me. You gave me a positive interaction. You gave me a good conversation. That's all I asked God for that day. A good interaction, a positive conversation. And for the first time in my faith, I felt those chills. It's like a shiver, yet like warming. I don't really know how to explain it, but I'm sure y'all have got that feeling of like if God's presence is falling onto you. And that was the first time. Little does Andrew know, he probably doesn't even know to this day how much that has affected me. But your actions have a ripple effect. Your words have a ripple effect. Your heart has a ripple effect. Your impact is felt. For anybody on the production team, your impact is felt. Anybody on the social media team at your church, creating the posts, letting everybody know the events taking place in the different ministries, letting everybody know, hey, it's men's night. Hey, this date is gonna be salsa night for this ministry. Your impact is felt. We might not know who is posting those posts, but your impact is felt. Parking team, we might just see you when we're driving by. You're telling us, come this way, park here. You might be the first person we see, the last person we see. And you might not get thank yous or waves from everybody, smiles from everybody, but your impact is felt. Not all of us can be main characters, and that's okay. Not all of us are going to be the star of the show. We might look at our bodies and say, the brain gets all the glory, or the heart gets all the glory. But what would we be without our feet? How would our movements be without our toes? I mean, it's still possible, but it will be difficult. How are we going to walk around without our kneecaps? We might not think about these things every day, but they're just as equally important. How do you keep your heart healthy? You do cardio. How are you going to do cardio without your kneecaps? How are you going to run without your kneecaps? You got to think about these things. Everything ties together. When you're in a restaurant, like I was saying, like you might not ever see the person who delivers the food overnight. But without that truck driver, how would the restaurant run? That's how we get our food. Without the truck drivers, they might not ever be seen. We might see them traveling down the road. We have no clue who it is. All we see is a big semi truck. But without him, without her, how are we eating? We're all so important. And we got to start focusing less on the glory. We got to start focusing less on the attention and realize that I'm equally as important. I might not have the spotlight. I might not get all the thank yous. I might not get all the appreciation. But without me, where would society be? Without other people like me, where would society be? I'm not saying that the world's gonna crumble when, certain things, like, let's just say my channel. I'm not gonna say the society's gonna crumble if my channel isn't here. But if we don't have young people, if we don't have more young people who are unafraid to sit in front of a camera, speak their minds, who's gonna inspire other young people to do so? There's a lot of young people who feel like, oh, well, you know what, I don't have enough wisdom because I'm young. A lot of people are stuck in the mindset that wisdom and knowledge comes with age. A lot of people are stuck in the Moses mindset. Who am I? Who am I to do this, that, and the third? Who am I to sit in front of a camera? But it takes people like me to help people get out of that shell and realize, like, bro, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be 25, 30, 40 years old. You don't have to be perfect to pursue what you want to pursue. It took the first woman to pick up a basketball and say, hey, you know what, I want to play basketball, for them to eventually start a league for it, the WNBA. Whoever that woman was, I have no clue who it was, but that woman had an impact. You have more of an impact than you think. And when you have the ability to inspire people, when you have the ability to shed light on certain things, do it. Because when you inspire, hey, bro, you just set off a ripple effect. You might not ever get anybody come back to you and say, hey, bro, you know what? You did this for me, and I was able to do this for someone else, and that's okay. Do what you do, and just do it for the sake of inspiring. Do it for the sake of motivating. Just make somebody smile for the sake of making somebody smile. But realize, like, bro, this has an impact. Whether it sticks with that person or they spread it on out, you impacted somebody in a positive way. You impact somebody more than you think. You have more of an impact on this world than you think. And the world needs that positivity. The world needs that light shed. The world needs more people who are not afraid to do the things that they want to do. The world needs to see more people do what they truly want to do, so that less people can be scared to do what they want to do. Because if you see somebody else doing it, it's like, why can't I do it? Oh, Stone's 21, I'm 21, or I'm 20. There's no excuse as to why I'm not doing this. Stone is 21, and he's okay with speaking his mind. The Maj lifestyle is 20, and he's okay with speaking his mind. There's no excuse for why I can't do it. Yo, they're spitting that real, and they're only 20-year-olds. Yo, they're 20-year-olds, and I'm 40. There's no reason I can't do it. You gotta understand, we're not only inspiring the next generations. We don't only have an impact on the next generations, but the generations above us. They're impacted too. We're impacting everybody. You have the power to inspire everybody, regardless of the age, regardless of how much wisdom you think or you don't think you have. A lot of people just need to hear your experience. That's all wisdom is. True wisdom comes from living life, going out, doing things, learning things as you go, learning things as you grow, learning things as you become a better person, learning new skills, really going through the adversities of learning that skill and being able to teach somebody else. I was just talking to a friend today. You can read up all you want and watch all the YouTube videos about a Navy SEAL, but if you didn't go through that training, how are you going to train somebody? That's what true wisdom is. And when you're able to share that, and when you're able to inspire others through what you do, when you're able to make others smile, that impact will be felt, regardless of what you do. So you can be part of the church, you can work at a restaurant, you can work at a retail store, you could be working security, you could be working at the register, you could be a chemist, you could be a winemaker. But all of these people are needed. All of these people are necessary. To enjoy the luxuries of life that we get to enjoy, all of these people are necessary. Yeah, we might not need wine, but we got winemakers so that we can enjoy wine. We might not need fast food. Fast food isn't even good for us, but that's all that some people can afford. Some people get to just enjoy the luxury of, eating out with their family, going out and getting ice cream one day. But guess what, bro? Your impact is felt. You serve with a smile, you compliment somebody, you make somebody smile, your impact is felt. You make somebody smile, they can make somebody else smile now. So just remember that your impact is felt. My name is Stone Wilby. It's my first time living, and it's your first time living too. So be graceful, because God is. Peace.